Hi and welcome back to my channel. This time I'm going to make these really delicious truffles. They're made out of cream and dark chocolate. So I just heated up my cream and now I'm putting in my dark chocolate, and I'm using 85 or 86% dark chocolate, so there's as little sugar in it as possible. And then I just take it off the heat and stir it a little, and then I'm letting it melt by itself. I also put in a little butter here. I will link the recipes down below. It's two different recipes from the same website, and I make a double batch and then I will divide it into 4 different flavors. I also just put in a little salt, and this is some Bailey salted caramel flavor, and this is one of the flavors that I'm going to make. And I like to weigh my ingredients instead of measure them out, just to have as little dishes to wash as possible. This is another Bailey with tiramisu flavor. This is a new one that we just got here in Denmark, so I thought it would be nice to try this one as well. And I'm just putting in some of that cream and chocolate mixture and mixing that around. In the beginning it looks like if it cannot incorporate, but just within maybe 30 seconds or so, it's a nice and smooth chocolate thing. And this is how it looks. And I put in a little allulose in this one, but afterwards I used some other sweetener that I thought would be more appropriate. When these truffles are made, I will dip them into dark chocolate, so that's why I'm also putting in some sweetener, even though that the recipe doesn't call for it. I have these vanilla drops, and these are sweet and gives it some vanilla flavor, so I'm going to use this one in all of the flavors, just to make them a little more sweet, because else it will get pretty bitter because of that dark chocolate that will go on top of it as well. So I just tasted it, and then I'm putting in a few more drops so that I feel it's sweet enough. Maybe you don't like sweetener, so you can just leave it out, or maybe you want some more of it. And I will just do the exact same thing with the other Bailey flavor. And I know the weight of my cream and chocolate mixture, so I also know how much can go into each of the flavors. So I just divided it into 4. And now I'm just putting some of those drops in again and mixing it. And this is what is left over for the 2 last flavors. And I will put in some more cream in these 2, because there will not go any Bailey into them. I will use some other flavorings for these ones. So I'm just mixing it really good so it's nice and incorporated, and then I'm weighing out each of the 2 flavors. And the first one will be a strawberry cheesecake, and I have these drops that have a really nice flavor, and it will also give it some of the sweetness that it needs. And the last flavor will be speculoos. Maybe you know this one from cookie butter. And I will also put some orange extract into this. I really like orange and dark chocolate together, so this is actually my favorite flavor of all of them. And the speculoos is a mixture of cinnamon and cloves and nutmeg and all those Christmassy spices, so it's really a good flavor, I think. And I just tasted it and put in some more of the spices. I also have this little packet of orange peel, and I also put some of those into that, and it just really gives it a nice flavor. And after all of it is mixed, I will put them into the fridge and they will harden up a little. And this is one of the Bailey flavors that I just have to have a little taste test of them, just to make sure that it's just like I like them. And this is the cheesecake flavor, and both the cheesecake and the speculoos got really hard, and I was not able to roll them out into balls. So instead I had to melt it once more and let it semi-harden, and then plop them out into smaller plobs on my baking sheet, and then just coat them into chocolate like that. Because as you can see, it all melted in my hands. This is one of the Bailey flavors, and that was much easier to work with. So I just used 2 spoons and plopped them out into smaller pieces, and then I rolled them. And then afterwards I'm going to coat them in dark chocolate. And now I melted some of my really dark chocolate. I just used my microwave to melt it, and then I put in a few more pieces and melt them into that. And this is how you do when it's real chocolate and you want to temper it. So now I'm going to dip all of my little truffle balls into that chocolate and sit them aside on my baking sheet again. And then I have some different toppings that I will put on so I can see which is which. So the first ones are some of the Bailey flavor, and then you can see those other plobs on the other side of the baking sheet is the cheesecake ones. And yeah, they don't look as pretty, but it was working out fine this way. And for the salted caramel Bailey, I'm using this gold dust and a fork, and I will just put a little drizzle on each of the balls. And this dust, you don't have to put it on while they are wet. You can just wait until all of them are dipped in the chocolate and then put them on. So that's really easy to do this way. And for the cheesecake flavor, I'm going to use these purple flowers. They are really pretty, so I just bought them last time I was shopping in Germany. So I'm really excited about these pretty colors. And I just melted some more chocolate, so I have enough for these. And as mentioned, they are not so pretty, but it works out fine this way. And these flowers, I have to put them on almost right away before the chocolate hardens. But I can dip maybe 2 or 3 and then put the flowers on and then dip some more. And this is how pretty they look now. So you can see the last of them are not dried yet. But it's just really pretty with all of these colors. And now I'm going on with the speculoos ones, and these are the ones that also had the orange in them. So I'm also going to put some of that orange peel on top. Of course, it would have been prettier if I had some fresh oranges that I could make some really small peels and then put on top, but this is what I have this time, so that's what I'm going to use. And then the last of the Bailey truffle balls will get some silver dust on them, so I can know which is which. And that's just really festive and looks so nice with all of the different colors and the glittery and all of that. And this is the finished result of the silver ones. So they're also really nice. And then the speculoos with the orange peel on top. And now I'm just going to give you a close-up of all of the nice looking truffle balls while I'll put them into this bowl, and I'll make it ready for, in a few days my sister will come, and then we will have a taste test of these. And I will put them into my fridge, and the rest of them I will put into the freezer, so I have them for another day. And this is just some close-ups of the bowl with all of the nice looking toppings and flavors. So thank you really much for watching this video. I hope you want to try it yourself. It's a recipe that's really easy to make keto. And if not, you are welcome back to another video. And I also hope that you want to subscribe to my channel and go and have a look on my Instagram at Vestas Farm Life. Bye bye.